Well, hello there, and I'm not going to try to do the Ewan voice, but why not for this stupid Obi-Wan Kenobi article, and yeah, I'm going to grab some Mr. Boston, and, well, that's some cranberry juice, but if you're ready, sit back, and let's start the news. Oh, Disney, yet again you pissed off your fan base because why wouldn't you, right? And as you can tell by the article, well, this comes from Bounding Into Comics, and Jesus Christ, guys, this is what people talk about with the whole fucking virtue signaling and stuff and changing things, and goddamn, Star Wars came out in 1977, and you've had 3 movies and then 3 prequels. You had Alec Guinness, and then you had Ewan McGregor play the character of Obi-Wan. You've had the Clone Wars cartoon, you've had comic books, you've had endless fucking EU books. It goes on and on and on. And of course, because it's 2022 and some just random asshole has insert their fucking identity politics or their political agenda in this stuff, this is what happens. And this is why, Star Wars is going downhill for. But okay, bounding into comics, and let me start drinking. Let's start with the drink, okay?
It's time to drink up.
Look, new Star Wars Padawan prequel novel implies Obi-Wan Kenobi is bisexual. And I love the fact that, oh me, oh my, and it's oh by one. Get it?
That's a fake laugh, by the way.
I would start the video off with that, but a lot of other people are doing it, and I'm not copying it, but boy, Star Wars Obi-Wan. In the latest example of Disney's almost fetishistic desire to both retcon Star Wars continuity and lazily, thank you, this is from Spencer Baculi, thank you Spencer, because you're awesome, but retcon Star Wars continuity and lazily identity swap the numerous classic pop culture icons that have come under their ownership in recent years. The upcoming prequel-era novel, Star Wars Padawan, features a moment which implies that Obi-Wan Kenobi is bisexual.
Oh, come on!
And again, it's like, if you're going to go full asshole, go full asshole. Because, well, when it comes to Star Wars, we're surrounded by assholes.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Either imply it or fucking say it and just get it done with, and people just, okay. Written by YA fiction author Kirsten Way. Oh no, she's a YA fiction writer, and boy.
Not impressed.
Perhaps best known for her paranormalcy series, Star Wars Padawan is set during the early years of Obi-Wan's training under Qui-Gon Jinn and finds the young Jedi running off without his master to undertake an official Jedi mission after growing restless with the slower, more mindful parts of his training. Okay.
Boring.
Obi-Wan Kenobi really wants to be a good Padawan, you think? Reads a synopsis of the novel provided by the official Star Wars website, the best Padawan even. But that feeling's more and more impossible with his new master, Qui-Gon Jinn. All of Obi-Wan's friends are off training to be real Jedi, getting mission experience, while he's still on Coruscant practicing his forms and sitting in silent contemplation. Okay. Ever since Qui-Gon's former master, Dooku, left the Order, it feels like Qui-Gon has been too busy trying to connect with the Force or arguing with the Jedi Council to properly train his Padawan. It continues. I mean, that's kind of the prequel era, so. When Obi-Wan finally convinces Qui-Gon to take him on a mission to a remote planet once explored by an ancient Jedi, his master doesn't show up the morning they are to leave, so Obi-Wan impulsively takes off by himself. And, alright, that's a young Padawan, I'm not against that and shit. But the synopsis concludes, upon arriving on the mysterious, lush planet, he encounters a group of teenagers with no adult supervision, and who all seem to have some connection to the Force. Free from the constraints of the Order, Obi-Wan joins them in their daring adventures, but the Padawan side of him keeps questioning the teens' strange relationship to the Force and to the verdant planet around them, and what all of it might mean to its future. His future, sorry. Obi-Wan will test the limits of his relationship to the Jedi and to the Force in this exciting yet soulful exploration of one of Star Wars' most enduring heroes. I mean, again, these stories, do you fucking need them? You had the prequels. Do we need, like, more Obi-Wan Padawan days and shit? And if you're going to do that, like, alright. Though Padawan is set to officially hit shelves on July 26, copies of the book began to sprout up in public at least 4 days prior to the official release date. With the novel in hand, Eager readers soon discovered that the novel featured a scene which saw the future Jedi legend questioning his sexuality.
And here we go.
Considering the possibility that he is either bisexual and or asexual.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Someone who has little to no interest in sex after being hit on by a male ally. I mean, even in the Clone Wars, at one point, Obi-Wan was thinking about leaving the Jedi Order because he fell in love with a woman. And that happened if you actually, watch the Clone Wars and shit. But as shared by Twitter user Ewan's Obi on July 22nd, the moment occurs during a rhetorical discussion on love and romance between Obi-Wan and one of the after-mentioned teenagers, Kassaw, I'm guessing. Taken aback by the latter's warning that another of the teenagers is not romantically available, Obi-Wan informs him, "I cannot form attachments like that anyway." I mean, they can't, but that's male or female and shit. Couldn't he, though? If he didn't go back, he then questions himself. Was that something he would even want to? It had always been so forbidden. Even thinking about it was like holding his right hand next to a lightsaber blade. I mean, it's just, their attachments, male or female, that's part of the Jedi Order. That's why the Jedis don't get married. That was the point of the prequels and the rise, then fall of Anakin Skywalker.
Attachment leads to jealousy. The shadow of greed, that is.
He knew some of his friends had dabbed in physical relationships, suspected Siri would have been open to it, and had he ever wanted to. Obi-Wan continued, referencing his previous attraction to fellow Jedi Siri Tachi. But it had always seemed like an obstacle, not a temptation. And besides, Obi-Wan said, rushing to change the subject for himself more than anyone, I would never want to be in a relationship with a leader. Too close to politicians or royalty. I'm sure if I ever found love, it will be with someone calm, peaceful, easy to get along with. So you want someone who doesn't challenge you, replies Kassaw, to which Obi-Wan laughed and shrugged. I don't know what I want if we're being honest, because he's a teenager, and modern teenagers in 2022 are constantly questioning their sexuality and their gender, apparently. Mirroring Obi-Wan's shrug, Kassaw opens up, not many choices around here. I don't think love is in my future either, and I'm fine with that, he opines to the Jedi. As long as I have the power to keep my family safe, that's enough for me. Though I will admit, I've been curious about kissing and why Audie and Zay Bree enjoy it so much. So if you're ever curious too, let me know. To this flirtation, Obi-Wan is said to have blushed before finding himself flustered and stammering like an awkward teenager in a generic rom-com. I will, he tells Kassaw. Let you know I mean. Not that I will do that right now with you or anyone. And, God, this goes on for a while. And more, I'm not going to finish it, but more kissing any of them. Maybe he didn't want to be left alone. It's just, it's a long freaking article. But the bottom line, it even shows right there, source, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Season 5, Episode 16, The Lawless by Lucasfilm from 2013. And right here, notably, this vague hint that Obi-Wan is either bi or asexual is yet another example of modern Hollywood's using the absence of evidence. Expect to see defenders of this abrupt change likely arguing that this moment could still make sense to the character, as he never outright denied his attraction to men or was seen being physical with either Siri or Satine Kryze. To confirm an established character as a surprise member of the alphabet people,
recite the alphabet,
in order to virtue signal to the most vocal sets of social media progressives. Recent examples of the same technique being used to the same end can be seen in the recent bisexual reimaginings of DC Comics' John Kent, Marvel's comic book incarnation of Star-Lord, and the MCU's version of Loki. But, okay. And, yeah, I mean, we could spend all fucking day with this, and that's just, again, the problem people are freaking having and shit. Like, this whole thing that keeps happening, well, it was never said that Obi-Wan didn't like guys, or it's never said that Obi-Wan wouldn't have married a man or wouldn't have been flirtatious. I'm like, yeah, well, there's nothing ever said that Obi-Wan wasn't wearing fucking women's panties. There's never nothing said that, like, Obi-Wan wasn't doing sexual stuff with Qui-Gon in the early years. It was never said, but it was never fucking implied, and nobody ever fucking cared. Like, I mean, do we need to know? This is the problem people have, guys. It's not a big deal for me by any means. I'm not going to buy this shit or read it, but this is why many people say just you're losing fans and you're pissing people off. And is it necessary? No. Do I give a fuck? No. If it wasn't a news article, if I didn't have a channel, I wouldn't even waste my fucking time or your time. But this just keeps happening over and over and over again. And the bottom line is Disney, Marvel, DC, whatever, you guys keep losing more fucking money, keep pissing off more of your fan base. It's not necessary. Make a new Jedi, make some new fucking characters, create something original. People will respect that. I remember years ago, Mark Hamill did an interview. I forgot when it was, but it was along the lines of fans said to him, like, hey, I was a young kid watching Star Wars, and I always wondered if Luke Skywalker was gay. And Mark Hamill, being the person that he is, he's like, well, if you wanted Luke Skywalker to be gay, then he can be gay for you, implying that this young fan was gay and, like, they needed to see themselves in Luke Skywalker, which has always been a problem with this fiction. Like, Luke Skywalker never in the 3 films and all the EU and everything else was ever implied or considered to be gay, considering he did have a wife and children later on. There's no reason Luke has got to be gay. There's no reason you have to have your representation, you seeing yourself inside of Luke Skywalker. It's total and utter bullshit.
Bullshit.
You don't have to have fictional characters validate who the fuck you are. And there's nobody ever in the 40 fucking years, actually almost, damn, going on 45 now, that the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi was created. Nobody ever gave a shit or cared about his bisexuality. So, hey, keep pissing your fans off, guys. So that's it. I'm going to finish some Boston and cranberry juice. And as always, I'm going back to work.